heavy down there?
So with it, shit. I just want to say this, man, that to certain women, you are invisible to, bro. Certain women don't really see you like that. You know, certain women, to certain women, you are invisible. Like yesterday, I saw a female with some long legs and a nice, round, perfect booty. And she had like a, maybe like a, in the face, she was around a 6 or a 7. But below her waist was the most perfect, I mean, perfect round booty with long legs. It was making motherfuckers' heads turn, okay? You know, it made motherfuckers' head turn sideways when she was by. And when she was walking out of Starbucks, I stood by the door. I had my buff shirt on, you know what I'm saying? And I was hoping that she would just give me a sign or a bone or something, throw a bone. She didn't give me shit. She kept looking forward, bro. So I'm invisible to those type of women, bro. She was out of my league, though, you know? But she had the most longest legs and everything I have dreamed for. Everything that I dreamed about, man, she had it. And she had it good. You feel me? But these type of women, they're highly desirable, man. And you will never, ever get to date these women until you come up on some money, man. You feel me? Until you get that money right, you will never, ever even get a sniff. Like I said before, you'll never get a sniff of the coochie. You'll never be able to even talk, have a long conversation with her. You know what I'm saying? You won't even get that far. If you try to talk to these women in the gym, they will shut you down immediately. They'll give you 1 or 2 answers, or maybe that might be nice to you and talk to you for a little bit, but that's as far as you're gonna get, bruh. Without money, you'll never see these women, bro. You'll be watching from the inside out, or from the outside in. Okay? You'll be watching from the outside in your whole entire life. That little puppy dog in the window, that's you. You know, just hoping and praying that they will open the door and let you in, man. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. You feel me? You know, just praying and hoping and wishing. Nope, not until you get some money, man. That's the reality, man. The woman that you really truly desire, you won't see her unless you get the bag, man. That's why I say, man, long-term goals. You know, long-term goals. Long-term bag chase. Because that's the only way you're going to be able to even sit down and have a meal with these women, at least. You ever notice you can't even get a date with these women? You feel what I'm saying? I got women that's out of my league also, bro. I don't care how many weights I lift. I don't care how much body fat percentage I lose. I'll never get a chance with these women, bro. It'll always be like a female like boobs or something like that. You know what I'm saying? She ain't got much body. Maybe she got a cute face. Because I got a cute face. I think so. You know, but you'll never ever get to date these type of women. You know. And it's a crying goddamn shame that a lot of us wasn't born Chad. You know, a lot of us wasn't born a Tyrone. You know, we all got different genetics. We're all at different levels and shit. You feel what I'm saying? And you will die before you get a date with a Keisha or Stacy. You will die. I'm telling you, you will go to your grave old, you know what I'm saying, before you even get a chance. You see, nowadays, people stay with their looks level. I noticed that, bro. Yesterday, there was a guy who came in with his girlfriend. They both look alike. They both look like, you know, they both had long legs. They resemble each other. So you're gonna attract what you look like basically nowadays. You know? If you are a 6, you're gonna attract a 6. You feel me? If you are a 7, you're gonna attract a 7. I'm just looking for my stuff. There's no such thing you being a 6 and you attract an 8, 9, or a 10. That's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. You feel me? Shit. I wasn't born to make the rules, you feel me? That's just the way it is. Where the fuck is my... I'm looking for my... I'm looking for that... Them chips. I must have ate them chips. Wow. I must have ate them. I can't find them. I had chips. I must have left them somewhere. I must have ate them. Okay. Well, guys, I'm sorry. I had chips for you. I don't know where I put it. Uh, so you'll never be able to date these type of women. I mean, she walked in, bro. She was like a stallion. Oh, she had long legs, perfect round butt. I mean, the perfect shape. And when she walked my way, I was hoping just so she could just give me a bone or something. Throw a bone, you know, throw a bone at me or something. Give me a smile, give me a wink, you know. But I realized that, hey, them type of women are off limits until you get bread. But then there was this one chick that walked by. She had long legs. She was tall. She gave me a smile. She was around a 5 or a 6 in looks. You know what I'm saying? And she also was, I was attracted to her too. So I'm still attracted to average women, man. It's not that I don't like average women. I do. I'm still attracted to them. They still make my dick get up. You know, I'll never turn down an average woman, bro. Never. As long as I live, you know, I'll never turn down an average woman. Because I'm still attracted to them, bro. Boobs, she's average looking. You know, she got that basic pretty thing going on. You know, she's around a 6. You know what I'm saying? She got some nice titties and she's lacking below the waist. I can just tell, you know. But these are the type of women that I attract, which is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with boobs, bro. I would date her. I would have sex with her. You feel what I'm saying? But I like what's below the waist, man. More, I'm sorry. You know, the face and below the waist. That's what I like. The boobs, I can live without those, man. Titties, breasts, I can live without those. You know what I'm saying? But that one that walked in, oh man, yesterday, she was bad. I haven't seen a female that perfect with the behind like that in a very long time. Normally, you don't see women that has a perfect shape like that. You feel what I'm saying? She had an hourglass shape. Her booty was on point because she was wearing spandex. I was like, damn. I was looking at that ass when she was walking by, man. I mean, everybody was looking at that ass. Even old men was looking at that ass, bro. I saw this older Asian cat, man. He was looking at her like, God damn. And man, she was bad, man. She ignored everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? Because most men are average looking, man. You feel me? Most of us are average looking at best. Yeah, and average is not good enough for some women, bro. They want perfection. They want Chad. They want Tyrone. Tyrone and Chad only, bro. That's what they date, bro. I heard women say this, man. I only date hot guys. I only date hot guys. That's it. Chad and Tyrone, basically. That's what they're saying. Until you get some money in your pocket, them females will be just a fantasy, bro. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Even when you get some money, I mean, the good thing is when you get some money, you got some options or whatever. You know. But it still won't be authentic, you know. The good thing about having money, you got options. But when you start dating these Stacy's and these Keishas and stuff, it's gonna be just about your money, not about your looks. And it won't be authentic. It won't be like the stuff that Chad and Tyrone get. You feel me? What the fuck is this guy? He's you following me or something? I just saw him at Starbucks. I'm like, you following me, bro? It's the second time I'm seeing your ass. You know? You know, so the average man don't have no chance against those type of women, bro. You can call it what you want it, bro, but you need bread to have these women, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You know, at least the thing is about having money. At least you got options. At least you could date these type of women. At least you get to have sex with these type of women, bro. You know what I'm saying? At least you get to have sex with them. But I must have ate them chips last night. I think I did. I thought I had chips in my bag. I must have gave them away or something. You know, um, that's the way the cookie crumbles, man. You feel what I'm saying? To look at these women all day long, man, and never get a chance, never get a shot, that's depressing and it's teasing. You're being teased, you know? Like, goddamn, how come I can't just get between them thighs? Because you ain't Chad. You're not that top guy, bro. You're not Chad, or you're not Tyrone. You know, you're not Tyrone. You're not tall. You're not that handsome. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, I've been average looking, man. I mean, I got some females that like me, like other average women. They're attracted to me. Boobs, I can tell she likes me, but she's average too, man. She's a 6 at best, man. And she's short. You know, I attract short women because I'm not that tall myself. I'm 5'9". You feel me? You know. So most of us are average looking when we come out of the womb, bro. That's just the way it is. And the average man has very limited partners, you know. What you, man, you hungry? I don't got no food for you guys, man. I think I gave all my stuff away. And these birds are throwing temper tantrums and stuff because they ain't got no food. Okay, I'll look in my bag and see if I could find them chips, because I thought I had, you know what I'm saying? Yo, as an average man with no money, your options are very limited. And that sucks. That's why I say you get money, you know, you feel me, guys? If you get money, you know, your options will increase, you know. That's why I always recommend the money, man. I recommend getting the money, you feel me? Okay, I got a bar for you guys. I got granola bars. Feel what I'm saying? That's why I say you guys gotta spend your lifetime chasing the bag, man. It'll expand your options, and you won't be hurting for sex. You know, because a lot of us average guys, we go through droughts when we don't have a girlfriend, and it's a lot harder to find a woman being average, man. You know, I mean, you might have some good features like the eye area. Like me, I got hooded eyes, but my jaw is not all that. I got a very average jaw. You got hungry. all I got. You know what I'm saying? And all my life I've been average though, man. I think I was, I was a lot more attractive when I was younger, man. The looks ain't getting better, man. It's getting worse. Because I remember I used to be able to attract women with a snap of my fingers in my early 20s, my mid 20s, and my late 20s. It was good, man. And then I started having problems when I got into my 30s. I noticed I wasn't attracting that many women like I used to. You feel what I'm saying? The pool started drying up in my 30s. And now that I'm older, in my 40s, the pool is even more dry. And every now and then I got a female that's still interested. A younger female that's interested too, man. An older female that's still interested, but it's not like what it used to be where the pool was wet. You feel what I'm saying? Back in my day, man, the pool was wet. I go in there, man, pool, plenty of water to go around. I'm swimming in that motherfucker, you feel me? But now that I'm older, it's like, okay, I can see it coming now. It's like the looks are going to eventually disappear when I get into my 50s and 60s. It's just going to be a real bad day or a bad time for me. So I'm prepping for those days now. So when my looks are completely gone, and your looks will leave. If you a good looking dude or average looking dude or whatever, your looks will leave. But then you're gonna need your wallet to lay up on. You feel what I'm saying? You're gonna need your wallet to lean on. You know, when you get to your 50s and 60s, man, because you consider old by then, man. So right now, in my younger days, you know, my 40s right now, I'm 45. Now, I'm just chasing the bag, I'm prepping for those years, man, to come around. You know what I'm saying? And they will come around. When you lose all of your looks and you just, you know what I'm saying? When young females ain't feeling you no more, you feel what I'm saying? You want to prep for them days, man. Cause you know I'm still good looking. I'm still, you know, I work out. I got a nice body and stuff like that, man. But it's not enough for these Keishas and these Stacys and shit. You feel what I'm saying? It's not enough. You're just too average looking at best. You're nothing that special. You know, you don't have women just approaching you, you know, all the time, trying to get your number and stuff. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, it was like that. When I was in my 20s, I could say, man, I was a fucking solid 7 at best. I wasn't an 8, 9, or 10, but I could safely say I was a 7 because I was attracting them and I was going through them in my 20s. You feel me? I was going through them. I was getting numbers and tearing ass up, man. And I even fucked 2 sisters at one point. 2 sisters wanted me, bruh. That's how bad I was in my 20s, bruh. And these females, they were average. They're slightly on the pretty side, like 6s. You know what I'm saying? One sister had a nice big ass, and the other one was taller, and she had ass too, but the smaller sister ass was better. And I went through both of them, bro. You know what I'm saying? I went through both of them. And then I would get hated by dudes, man. Like my friend Theo, man, he used to always hate because he used to say, this is what he used to say to Kel. Man, Kel back in town, right? You're gonna take all the women now. That's what he used to say to me. He'll come in and take all the women and stuff. I was like, I'm not like that no more, man. I done got old now. But I had a good time when I was in my 20s, bro. I partied a lot, man. And I always chased the Stacys and the Keishas. But they used to always like turn me down and let me down easily, you know what I'm saying? You know, I used to chase females that were out of my league, man, and they would not give me the time of day at all, bro. You know, like this female, her name was Moya, man. She was half black, half Japanese, man. And she was like at least a 7 or something like that, or an 8. Something like an 8. Yeah, she was shit. But she was not interested, bro. I never forget I never will forget Moya, bro. You know what I'm saying? But never got those type of women at all, man. I came close, maybe sniffing the panties or something when I was younger, but I never got into bed with these women, bro. And some of these women were very pretty, and I couldn't approach them, you know. But if you don't attract these type of women on a regular basis, you're not in a league, man. Because usually 10s attract 10s, 8s attracts 8s. You feel what I'm saying? 9s attract 9s, 7s attract 7s, 6s attract other 6s. Usually, like I said, everybody stays in their looks range, man. That's why you see Chaz and Tyrone dating the Stacys. And some of you guys talking about, well, you know what, bro? I see ugly men with fine, beautiful women, balding and stuff. I said, these guys got money, bro. That's the only time you'll see a bald guy that's sub-5 dating a Stacy or a Keisha or something. Because these guys got money. They got plenty of money. You feel what I'm saying? I always look for the car. I was like, oh, okay, this guy, he's dating that Stacy. He's like short, bald, old. And then I look outside, he got a Corvette or a Porsche. You feel what I'm saying? So he got some money, you know what I'm saying? Like Sugar Daddy, man. He dating out his league. Tall woman too. Long legs. She's about a 6. But to him, as an old guy, a 6 is like right up his fucking alley. It's enough for him. You know what I'm saying? He buys her all kinds of designer name brands, you feel me? And keeps her around, bro. You know what I'm saying? He keeps her around. Every time they come around, she's dressed in all kinds of designer stuff. She got designer handbag, designer shoes, designer clothes. She's wrapped and draped in designer shit, bro. Top quality stuff too, And I'm like, Sugar Daddy know what's up, man, because if he didn't have all that money, she wouldn't be with him. He's dating outside of his league. That's the only way you could get these women. You feel me? What time is it? That's the only way you could get these women is through your pocketbook, bro. That's why I say you gotta focus on that shit like bees to honey, bro. You gotta focus on that shit, bro. Because that's the only way you're gonna be able to date these type of women, bro. You're gonna be that little starving little kid on the outside looking in your whole entire life. Or that little sad little puppy that wants to come into the party, but he's sitting on the porch with a glass window just looking in. Just everybody's having fun. Chad, Tyrone's in the party. You know what I'm saying? There's a freak off going on. You can't come in. The room is full of Stacy's and Keishas. You know what I'm saying? Chad is having a good time. You're on the outside looking in. So it's like, man, that's why I say we gotta focus on getting that money, man. Cause that's the only way you're gonna see these type of women. You ain't gonna see these women, bro, without bread. Nah, not at all. I think my dad died before he could even get a bad bitch. A lot of the females he was dealing with was average too. Average people stay with average people, man. You know what I'm saying? Average attracts average. I see it all the time, man. You feel what I'm saying? The top tier attracts top tier. Because if you ain't Chad or Tyrone, you just don't have no chance with these women, bro. They only checking for Chads and Tyrones. You see what I'm saying? These guys got a good chance with these women, bro. Feel me? Your average ass, at best, you don't got no chance. You stands no chance. You know what I'm saying? That's why guys go out and get it, man. You know, they go out and get that paper, man, because they want a chance with these women, bro. They want to sleep with these women. They want to have sex with these women, bro. That's why you see Tyrese out there chasing them bad bitches all the time, man, with his sub-5 ass. That's the only way he got a chance with them is being that big-time movie star, man. You feel me? That's the only way you got a chance with him. That's the only way he can date the Keishas and the Stacys. What's her name? Samantha Lee. He would have never had any chance with Samantha Lee, bro. You feel what I'm saying? That's way out of his league, bro. That's why she packed up and she left for no reason. Because she was not in love with Tyrese. She was in love with his money. Tyrese is inferior to her, bro, in every single way. These women, they only check for Chad and Tyrone. So they only settle for a rich sub-5 because of his money. You feel what I'm saying? Women are attracted to fucking stability, money. You feel me? So that's the only way you can attract these type of women. They are hardwired to sniff out the best guys to mate with, to have sex with. You feel what I'm saying? You know, because like I said, man, he would never had a chance with Samantha Lee. You know, Mayweather, he dating that fine ass bitch right now. He would have never had a chance with her. As inferior as Mayweather is, as small as Mayweather is, you know, he would have never ever had a chance with the woman that he with right now. That's way out of his league, bro. You feel me? That shit is way out of his league. And that's why guys are focused. You see, Mayweather, he always focused on that money because he like money and he like bitches too. And he like cars and stuff. He always stays disciplined because an undisciplined man won't see these things, bro. Like, if Mayweather wasn't disciplined, he'll be like Adrian Broner. You feel what I'm saying? Adrian Broner had it all, bro. But then he lost focus. And a nigga nowadays, bro, who came from nothing, you can't afford to lose focus and be undisciplined. You feel what I'm saying? You can't afford to be fat. You can't afford to be lazy. Chaz and Tyrone, they can be lazy. They could be overweight and shit, and females still would fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? You know. Nah, he's sub-5, man. He got them beady eyes. Tyrese, no, he's sub-5. Maybe when he was younger, he was a 5, but now he like a 4 now, man. Nah, he's sub-5. He got them beady. His eye area is jacked. Your eyes can make or break you, bro. If you ain't got them hunter eyes like I do, see, that's the only thing that saved me throughout my life. Is my hunter hooded eyes. And you look at the pictures, you know what I'm saying? You'll see that I got hunter hooded eyes. That's the only thing that really saved me, man. Your eye area will make or break you. Tyrese got the most beadiest eyes. You see what I'm saying? But a nigga can't afford to be unfocused and undisciplined. The moment you become unfocused and undisciplined, they take the bitches away from you. That's what happened to Adrian Broner, bro. Adrian Broner is sub-5 too. He's like a 4 in looks, bro. Very small, complex, inferior to a lot of men, bro. Just like Mayweather. Mayweather not sub-5 though. But Adrian Broner was sub-5. You think he can really be undisciplined? No, he got to stay focused. Chad and Tyrone, they can go out and party and become porn stars and shit like that. No, you gotta stay. You can't afford to be out there partying your ass off and being undisciplined. And see what happened when he started becoming undisciplined? Adrian Broner, he started losing everything. He became broke, bankrupt. The bitches are leaving. They ain't fucking with him no more. and he just became undisciplined with himself because of the money. See, that's the difference between Adrian Broner and Mayweather. Mayweather stays disciplined year round. He not disciplined sometimes. He disciplined all the time because he know he cannot afford to be undisciplined. You feel what I'm saying? I can't afford to be, out here not chasing the bag for my height and my average at best looks. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, you got hunter eyes too. Yeah. You see, that's the only thing that saves you, man. Your eye area, the eyes. That's the most important part on your body. That's what some of the females said. Some of the females, your eyes. The eyes are most important, and that's how I've been in relationships. I have attracted women, and that's why boobs like me. She probably like my eyes. She like my eye area. Feel what I'm saying? As long as I'm working out and I stay cut, shredded, I can attract something. You feel what I'm saying? But a nigga like me, I can't afford to blow up like a blimp, man. I can't afford to put on weight. You feel what I'm saying? I can't afford to not chase bags. You feel what I'm saying? Life will teach you straight up. Nah, you inferior to these Stacys and these Keishas. You feel what I'm saying? Nah, you gotta be focused and dead focused on your shit and never take the focus off the shit. You feel what I'm saying? You can't afford to. Because if you lose focus, you know what's gonna happen. They're gonna take everything from you. Mike Tyson, you think he was think about it. Mike Tyson's life. The moment he started becoming undisciplined, that's the moment he started getting knocked out. He ended up broke and bankrupt. Discipline, being disciplined is lifelong. You can't be disciplined just until you get rich. Nah, after you get rich, you gotta remain disciplined. You just can't get out there and start spending all your money and blowing it all away. Like, no. Once you become rich, you have to stay rich. As a guy that struggles in the dating market, you know what I'm saying? No, Mike Tyson is all the way sub 5. He all the way. He like a 3, bro. He never got any women. Before he got that belt around his waist, he wasn't getting nothing, bro. Matter of fact, he had 0 girlfriends, 0. He just was not a good-looking dude. That's why he had to maintain focus. You feel what I'm saying? So the moment your ass start becoming unfocused and undisciplined is when they start taking everything from you, bro. The women, the cars, the jewelry, the houses, the money, everything is gonna leave. And then you're left with nothing. The bitch is gonna leave too. You know what I'm saying? So nah, you're the type of guy that can't lose focus. You can't afford to. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta remain disciplined your whole entire life. Nah, you can't get the money and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go blow it all on this, I'm gonna blow it all on that, I'm just gonna blow all my money. Like, nah, nigga, you sub 5. Or you average looking. You can't afford to be like Chad. Chads and Tyrones, they can be undisciplined. They can do whatever, man. It don't apply to them. You feel what I'm saying? So Mike Tyson realized in his life he has to keep on fighting in the ring. He got to keep on bringing that paper. Or the woman that he with, she gonna leave. He got to stay disciplined, stay bringing the money in his whole entire life. That's why when you get the bread, you got to stay investing. You think Jay-Z could afford to be broke? That's why he became a billionaire over time. Because he know that, damn, I'm not that good looking for women, you know what I'm saying? I'm funny looking and shit like that. I can't afford to be broke. You know what I'm saying? Beyonce would have never got with Jay-Z, bro. That's out of his league too. But because he's so goddamn rich and so successful, she couldn't just leave his ass. The money is too goddamn good. That's why I say you spend time building yourself and making yourself valuable. You know what I'm saying? So females they just can't trade you in like a spare tire and shit. You know what I'm saying? You're average at best. There's plenty of average guys out here. That's why they can trade you in so goddamn easily. That's why you build value in yourself. When you go back into that dating market and you start dating, she gonna realize she dating a top 20%er, and I can't be easily replaced. Samantha Lee, when she was dating Tyrese, you know, she didn't really love him like that, and she ran away from him. I don't know why she ended the marriage. She took the baby and thought that she could just live off child support. Man, she was wrong. Her life downsized. She went out there and tried to get with the Chads and Tyrones. They didn't want to be serious with her. And then she realized what she had is already gone now. You know what I'm saying? She tried to go back to Tyrese. And he's already dating Zelly already. So a guy that's in the top 20%, you can't just easily replace him like that. You feel what I'm saying? You know, Tyrese sub-5 now, man. You know what I'm saying? Now he's like 40 something. He's 47. Yeah, he's sub-5. So he got to keep the money coming in. Look, life don't like give you a break, man. Like, you know, your discipline is all you have. You feel what I'm saying? Your discipline is all you have. I need a rock star to get me through this workout. We're gonna go over there and get a rock star real quick, man. Because I'm tired. I haven't been sleeping well. The moment the guy becomes undisciplined, they start taking everything from you. Like some guys, they're disciplined until they get that money in their pocket. And then they start acting stupid and blowing all their money and becoming undisciplined. And look what happened. They coming to get everything. The moment you are undisciplined, they taking everything from you. Yeah, we ain't gonna work out right now, man. We're gonna go down there and get some money. And we'll come back later to work out. Let's go, I'm gonna go to the store real quick and get a rock star though first. My ass has me I got to the point that I can't afford to be undisciplined. I can't afford not to chase the bag. I start realizing that, man. Cause I led with my looks in my 20s big time. You feel me? I led with my looks. My hunter eyes, my hooded eyes, I led with them until I got to my 30s and I started realizing that I can't lead with my looks anymore, man. Like when I got to like 35, that's when I really started feeling my looks like slip. I'm like, God damn, I ain't pulling the bitches like I used to. When I was in my early 30s, it wasn't that bad. I was still sleeping with young females in my early 30s. They were like 22, 23 years old. You know what I'm saying? Remember I told you about the female I was dealing with? And I guess I wasn't stroking it up hard enough or something. And she was like, oh, come on, don't do that grandpa stuff on me. I was like, what? Right in the bedroom, bro. In the middle of us getting busy, you feel me? You know, but that woman, she was average. I have dealt with only average women in my life, bro. I got a few times I got slightly above average women, but they never stayed for very long. You know, women who had nice bodies and stuff, titties, ass, I had them, but I just couldn't keep them. Too competitive, even before the internet popped off. You feel me? I would keep them for several months though, you know. She finds somebody else, that's a wrap. That's a wrap for that 7. I only got 7s a couple of times in my life. Maybe like a dozen. Maybe like I fucked about 12 sevens in my life. Boy, that's about it. You can't keep them. You know? And if you wanna get these women that's out of your league, you're gonna have to stay focused on your money. You feel me? You know? That means you gotta become a superstar. That's something that Chad and Tyrone don't have to do. They're already celebrities already. You know, a lot of these above average women, when they come into the Starbucks, they're not looking around because most men out here are not Chad or Tyrone. You don't get a whole lot of Chads and Tyrones in this area. They're a rare breed, bruh. Just like an 8, 9, or a 10. You know, they rare. You feel what I'm saying? And Stacy's and Keisha's, man, rare. They're a small percentage of the population, man. You know? That's why you gotta stay focused on building yourself so you can date these women. You ain't gonna get these women, man. As long as you've been living, you ever attracted these type of women as an average man? No. Chad and Tyrone only. That's only who they checking for. They're not checking for your average ass at best. I don't care if you got hunter eyes, nothing like that, bro. Because I got them, and you got them too, Alex. You know, but getting them Stacys and them Keishas, man, good luck. You know, I started realizing that I wasn't gonna get the bad one when I got to 30 and my look started slipping. I was like, damn, so I ain't gonna never get that bad bitch. I spent years going to bars and clubs, having some success with women and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I was having a whole lot of success with the average woman. The internet wasn't around, you know. Bars and clubs were always packed because there was no social media, man. You know, but then soon social media started taking off. That's when I started having my problems. Social media became way more popular as the years kept going by. They kept getting more popular, more popular, more popular. And before you knew it, I started noticing ghosting. This is back in 2012. And they said because of the iPhone was invented, and then there was a lot more ghosting and a lot more flaking and stuff. I noticed that, man, when I was going out on dates and stuff. You know? I mean, I was like, God damn, these women getting more flaky, man. I thought in my head, I was like, shit, I'm not used to this shit. Normally, there's no flaking, you know, no ghosting or nothing like that. But then as soon as that iPhone was invented, man, the smartphones really destroying everything. Even though it is useful, I mean, it is useful. It's making things more convenient that way, but it's tearing down dating. It's tearing down being able to find your face match. Nowadays, the average woman thinks she hot shit nowadays, man. You know what I'm saying? Because all the simping online, you know, telling these women that they beautiful and stuff, when they just average at best looking, they think they the shit. And then you got like below average women always checking for the average guy, man. I'm like, you are below average looking, you are below me, you are beneath me. Why do you want to date me? Why are you checking for me? You know, that below average woman, the blight chick in Starbucks, I noticed that she says hi to all the attractive guys. You know, she says hi to me. She says hi to that one guy that goes in there. I think he owns a online business or something like that. And I seen his daughter. I said, oh my God, daughter's like a fucking 8, bro. His daughter's like an 8 in looks. So I said, okay, he gotta be a Chad or something because his daughter is bad. You know what I'm saying? You know, but she says hi to him. She says hi to me, but she never says hi to a sub 5 dude. So that's how I know that a lot of these sub 5 guys are having problems because these women are constantly trying to date average looking dudes, even though they're below average looking themselves. And they are actually getting average men, bro. Because average men can't get the average woman no more. So he got to date down. He got to date down and shit. You feel me? What's up with you, man? You back out? Huh? When I come back from flying the sign, all right? I'll be back in about a few hours. I got you. What's up, man?
I thought you had a meteor hit today, man.
Who?
I got a meteor hit today. It was an earthquake.
Oh, damn, yeah, right? All this meteor shit get everybody shaky. Nah.
It was in Gilroy. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was an earthquake, but I was just joking
Really?
about the meteor shit.
Yeah, everybody.
You still think it's coming?
It's not gonna hit us, but it's gonna fly by. Yeah.
We might get a little.
Yeah.
You know what would be cool though?
But
If it lands somewhere in the ocean, right?
oh man,
And
it's catastrophic.
First of all, it's gonna cause a tsunami.
Yeah, it's gonna destroy
But
everything.
it could create another land to live on, another continent.
If people survive it, it'll be good.
Yeah.
All right, man. This is something that you gotta seriously take in consideration. Is that bag, man? You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I come to realize. Like, man, you ain't gonna see that woman that just walked into Starbucks yesterday with them long legs and a fat booty, and she was like, man, she was bad, boy. She was bad. She was a bad one. And you ain't never see nothing like that until you get that money, man. And when their SMV is very high like that, you know, that's why it's hard. You know what I'm saying? They got a high SMV. Of course, you're gonna struggle getting that shit, bro. When your SMV is not all that high or whatever, you're gonna struggle. You know, you ain't gonna get no shot with that because there's a bunch of dudes out here that want to get that. You know what I'm saying? That want to procreate with that. You feel me? You know, that want to get a shot at her too, man. So the higher she's, the more desirable she is, the more money you're gonna have, or the more looks you're gonna have. You're gonna have a lot of looks, a lot of money. You know, I say, man, you gotta just bag it out, bro. Just pursue the bag with a passion, so you could be able to date these women, man. Because no matter how many weights you lift, I don't care how buff or how swole. If you are genetically inferior to her, bro, you just not gonna get a shot. Not even a sniff of the coochie at all. And the bag is the only hope and the only access to these type of women. And it's easy access too, bro. Think about it. When you get big, sorry, I'm burping and shit. When you get the bag, you're gonna have easy access to the Stacy's and the Keishas and shit, bro. Like I said, back when I was faking the funk, talking to that one female over there in the bar, she approached me, bro, because she thought I hit a big jackpot. Because I was going around fibbing, talking about, yeah, I hit a big jackpot, yeah. I say about a week later, when I went back to that bar, after I told her that, she automatically approached me. What's up, Kel? What's up with the lottery? She just in my face. She wouldn't have been in my face, bro, if I didn't fake the funk and then lie. When I told her I didn't have it yet, she backed away and went and started talking to somebody else. So that's what I'm saying, man. Getting that bag, it opens all opportunities for you, man. You'll be able to date these women. You know what I'm saying? The bag equal easy access to top shelf pie, yep. They make it easy for you to hit it too, man. Like, they know you got the bag, man. They approach you like, you feel me? Like they approach you like it's like you a Chad or something, man. They approach you like you a Tyrone. You know what I'm saying? Easy to get their clothes off, easy to get them pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Easy to bust nuts in the cooch. You know? And then they want to divorce you, after they get the baby and stuff. That's what they do. You know? They get what they want. But you got what you want, man. You know what I'm saying? You got the coochie, right? You're getting laid on the regular. I don't see Tyrese struggling getting the pussy. He fucking all the time because of who he is, man. A lot of focus and concentration. That's what cats gotta have, man. A lot of guys, they can't afford to be undisciplined. You know, a guy who does nothing, he's sub-5, he gonna have a shitty life, man, because he's not focused on his craft. That means you gotta commit to your craft, show up to your craft, build something, stay on the grind, while Chad and Tyrone get the pussy easy, man. They get pussies thrown at them, bro, like it's nothing. I seen it with the Arabic Chad, bro. And I was hearing how women talked about him behind his back. Oh, that guy, he's so good looking. He's so good looking right there. Oh, he's so hot. He's so hot. I could hear the females in the background talking by the door. That's what I heard. They didn't know that I was his friend, but I could overhear them talking about, you know, my Arabic Chad friend. You know, they looked at me like, he's okay. I had better. I have dated better looking guys than him. That's what they do. They look at you as an average man. They look at you. I've been with a guy like that, or I had better guys that look better than him. That's how I look at sub-5 stalker. I mean, I had better looking women than her. Why would I want to settle for her? I can get a better looking one, like boobs. I'm busting all kinds of nuts, yeah. I get me a, you feel me? I get, you know, you feel me? I could get a better looking woman. Sub-5 stalker, she was pissed off because I wouldn't fuck her. And But that's what happens when you going after guys who are above your looks level. We're just gonna play with you and then toss you to the side. You'll be lucky if we play with you at all. Some guys will say no to that shit when they got plenty of options. You feel what I'm saying? You know, that's why I say, man, an undisciplined man, bro, it's like a accident waiting to happen, man. Meaning that you cannot stop chasing your bag. If you are trying to become a celebrity, you got to become that celebrity. Like a movie star or a music entertainer or some shit like that. You have to actually cross the finish line. Like I said, when I was watching that Incel cartoon where Chad, they cut him some slack, and the Incel guy, the Sub-5 guy, they didn't cut him no slack. He actually had to make 100% of the target. I don't know if you guys seen that video that I was talking about. It's called, attractive men versus unattractive men, right? There's a video like that. And then there was one like scene where there was a Chad and a Sub-5 guy and a Stacy in a meeting room. And it was all talking about, okay, you know, did you meet your target? Yes. Did you meet your target? There was a Stacy, a female that was attractive, a boss that was sitting at the table. Let me break down the details. She was attractive. She was like a 7 or 8 in looks. It was a cartoon. And when she got to Chad and asked him about the target, he said, no, it was impossible. The stress was too high, and people, something called sick in or whatever. Some people called in sick, and I only got 50% of the target. I'm sorry. And she looked at Chad and she was like, oh, don't worry. You're playing the company hero. You took on a lot, basically. Just make up for it after work with a drink. And he said, deal. I'll text you, basically. She said, okay, deal. And then when she went to the Incel guy that was Sub-5, and he was like, no, I had the same problem as Chad. Many people were sick at home, this and that, this and this. I only got to 90% of the target. Basically, he got closer to the target than Chad, okay? And she looked at him like, I'm sorry this happened. How can we avoid this from happening in the future? You know? And he's like, nah, this is the first time I missed my target. I'm sorry. No, she's like, no. How can we avoid this from happening in the future? She was like pissed off at him. You know what I'm saying? And he got closer to the target than Chad. So Chad always gets a pass. You as an average man or below average man, you don't get no passes. You actually have to cross that finish line and become something. And you can't fail. There's no like, Chad and Tyrone could fail for life, bro, and they could still pass on their jeans with ease. You, as a sub-8 guy, you know what I'm saying? You get no breaks in life. You got to go the hard route. You know, short ball guy. What's up with it, Captain Commander? And then the thing is, the other guy, he was saying, hello. The other guy was saying, like, no. The video that I was watching about the guy, I've been watching these videos, man, and they making all kinds of sense, man. There's one video of this guy, he was 6, he was 5'6", and he was saying that, no, I can't afford to be fat. I can't afford to be poor. I can't afford to be this and that, this and this, because I am genetically inferior. So to other men, you feel what I'm saying? So he had to like work harder just so he could have success with females. And he said it works. He 5'6", but he got his money together. He dressed really nice, really sharp. No gaps in between his teeth. His dental was on point. You feel me? So he's having more success with women. But think about it. If he was undisciplined and he didn't hit the gym, plus he gym max at 5'6". If he didn't hit the gym, if he gained weight, just lose all discipline, he wouldn't have no success with females. If he was broke, dusty, and 5'6", and fat, yeah, that you're gonna struggle hard. So you have to work harder than Chad and Tyrone. That's what some guys got to understand. You can't afford to be broke. You can't afford to be undisciplined. You can't afford to be fat. I can't afford to be fat. I've been fat before and I got punished hard. Boy, women were running away from me, bro. I had females just talking to me in a bad manner and just being disrespectful toward me, wanting to fight me on the dance floor. Remember I was telling you about that female and her friend wanting to fight me? And then I was at another bar where I was trying to talk to this one female. She ran away from me. Some mangina simp came to her rescue and tried to fight me and shit. You know what I'm saying? After I lost the weight, none of that shit happened no more. I went to the bar and club, tried to dance on women and shit. They turn around, they look at me. Oh, he's not bad looking. Okay, he can dance, shit like that, right? That's how it was when I gym maxed to the fullest, when I was on steroids. I was getting a lot more attention, a lot more success with females, but no girlfriend though. You feel what I'm saying? But I was having sex sometimes. I would meet up with a female and, you know what I mean? But I couldn't get nothing to commit. I was being crazy, man. I was having sex without condoms, busting nuts inside a coochie, hoping they could stick around. But no, that wasn't working. So and my life has taught me that I have to actually cross the finish line. I can't afford to like fail at whatever I do. You got a goal that you set out to do, you actually have to cross the finish line or it's going to be a bad life for you. Me, I can't like afford to stop chasing the jackpot. I got to keep going. I can't fail at it. You feel me? I can't. If I fail, I'll suffer for the rest of my life. I have to actually get it. That's the odds right there, man. Hey, man, I'll be back. I'm going to go fly a sign. I'll get you your tea, bro. I'll be back. How you been, though? You been good? You doing good? I'm going to get him a beer when I come back. You know what I'm saying? I actually have to go out and do the stuff and accomplish things that Chad and Tyrone don't have to do. That fucking not Meek Mills, Jeremy Meeks, he got shit handed to him, bro. That motherfucker is rich right now, bro. He didn't work hard at all, bro. Women gave him his money, man. You look it up right now and look up his net worth. It's in the millions. Jeremy Meeks, I bet it's in the millions. I haven't checked it, but I bet it's in the millions, bro. All of a sudden, he was a model and shit. Women were paying for everything. He was getting cash, being sent to him in jail and shit. You know what I'm saying? So these guys, they can afford to fuck up. We can't. As average and below average men, no, you gotta cross the finish line. You're too average looking. With a few good features, you know. You're average, but you got a few good features, like your eye area, maybe you got a good lip area. That's what I've been told throughout my life, that I got a nice pair of lips and good eyes. And a nice physique. I work out. I work out because I cannot afford to. I put on weight, women won't fuck with me, bro. You feel me? I won't get no pussy if I put on weight. So no, I can't afford to not hit the gym. Chad and Tyrone don't have to be broke. I mean, they don't have to hit the gym, bro. They're genetically superior, you know? They don't put on weight easily, probably. You know what I'm saying? You know. Chad Brown, Jeremy Meeks, yep, he living that Chad life. You feel me? A lot of us we don't get to take that easy route. We gotta take the hard way. We gotta live on hard mode. Chad and Tyrone, they live life on easy mode. You gotta take the hard road. Then once you figure that out, then you come to accept it and say, okay, yeah, I gotta stay focused on this money because I can't afford to fail. You know what I'm saying? That's just my reality. That's your reality. That's all of us who are sub 8. That's all of us reality. Is that we must get money if we want the Stacy's and the Keishas, you feel me? You can't afford to slip up and fail. I have had regrets, man. And I got regrets to this day that I didn't cross the finish line with my music. I quit. And that's the worst thing you could do, bro, for your life. Is quit chasing the money, you know what I'm saying? Nah, you gotta keep going until you cross the finish line. What time is it? Okay, we're making good time. We'll work out on the way back from flying the sun. And I noticed the more weight I lose, the more smiles I get from females. You feel me? The more weight I gain, the more they look at me like, ugh. Like recently, I just gained about an extra 5 pounds, and I started noticing women looking at me a little bit sideways. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy putting on weight, what the hell? And that's why I stopped eating breakfast, man. I started fasting. Because I saw the expressions on females' faces and shit when I gained 5 pounds. So I just lost the pounds recently because I've been fasting for like a week and a half or so. So when you do that, you're gonna lose weight. When you're working out on an empty stomach, you're gonna lean up. So I can't afford to put on weight for my height. I'm already not very tall, and I'm not short either. But although some women, they consider me short at 5'9". That's short to them. Not to all women, but to certain women. You are short. I have had females comment on my height. My ex-girlfriend she made comments about my height in the beginning when we met. You're not very tall, but you're taller than me. You know what I'm saying? That's what she said, man. You know. But I got the draws anyway because she considered me good looking. Some women consider me good looking, bro. Some women, they don't consider me good looking, or they don't consider me good looking enough. Cause once a woman is fucking around with Chad and Tyrone, that's all they're gonna wanna fuck with. It's like a celebrity man. You know, once he get used to top tier women, he gonna want just top tier women, bro. He ain't gonna want no 2s and 3s and 4s. That's why I say when somebody say Chad will fuck anything, nuh-uh. I know an Arabic Chad. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, bro, be careful, bro. You wanna be careful, bro. Fuck off. fucking beat your fucking ass, bro. Yeah, watch that guy, man. He bumped into me last time. See what I'm saying? So I start slowly but surely accepting my reality. That, man, if you want to date these hot women, you know, because you're not good looking enough, you're gonna have to get the money. So you'll die before these women will date you, bro. Let me tell you, you will get old and die before you even get a sniff of that cooch. That's why us men that are sub 8, we gotta go the hard route and we gotta achieve things. Meaning that if you are on a mission to get the bag, you gotta stay on that mission. You can't turn around and go home, bro. No, there's no room for that. You can't say, you know what, fuck that bag, I'm gonna go back to the regular life. No, you can't do that. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. You gotta keep going until you get it. Only Chad and Tyrone can do that. They can say, fuck this money chase, man. I'm getting bitches anyway. That's what happened to the Arabic Chad when he got over 30. We start realizing that, damn, I gotta get my money right. Because I'm getting older. You know? And he was saving his money. In his 20s, he wasn't really doing all of that. But when he got over 30, I don't know if he had to slow down with women or whatever, because you get older, your looks start to decline. But he was on the money chase. He became a fireman and shit, you know what I'm saying? He bought a house, you know. He got a big black truck now. A big ass Ford black truck. You know what I'm saying? So he realized I had to get he had to get his money on too. And he's a Chad, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Cause I remember him saving for that house, man. I remember him, he was saving for that shit, bro. He was like, man, I gotta get my money on, brother. You know. And he finally bought that house. But he lived in the back of a martial arts studio. He wasn't paying no rent, so he was able to save. You know what I'm saying? Because rent will keep you on that hamster wheel, man. But for like 5 years, he was working, saving. Got enough money to put a down payment on a house. That was it. But most of us, bro, we don't have easy lives and we can't afford to like fail. We can't afford to do nothing with our lives because I feel like that's like a death sentence basically, or a life sentence. It's where like you spend many years struggling in the dating market and you say, fuck it, I'll give up and go home and play video games and cope with alcohol and stuff like that. But that's not helping your situation. But you see how undisciplined he succeed. You see how undisciplined he succeed is. That's what I'm talking about. Being undisciplined. He's undisciplined with food. He's undisciplined with chasing the bag. He's undisciplined. And he not knowing that he can't afford to be undisciplined. I'm like, bro, what are you acting like? You acting like you a Chad or a Tyrone? I gotta take a peek before I go over there. You acting like you a Chad or a Tyrone that you could just let go of your dreams and stuff? Let go of your goals of chasing the bag? You can't let it go like that. You won't have a good life with females. Either you'll be an average man out here struggling to get a relationship, for the rest of your life, or you can put time into yourself building so you can be more valuable than the next man. See, a lot of guys, they ain't disciplined. That's the reason why they're getting tossed to the side by these females and not being chosen, you know. They have a problem with discipline and staying on the path. They got a problem with that. We gotta take a pee first before I go over there. You know what I'm saying? I got punished. I got punished, bro, for not crossing over the finish line, man. If I would have stayed like disciplined with my music, I would have won. I would have crossed the finish line. But I said, you know what I said? I said, fuck this music. I don't have to keep chasing this shit, bro. My name is Chad. I'm Tyrone. You know, fuck this music shit. Years later, an 8-year drought without a girlfriend. That's the punishment. That's the punishment you will receive if you don't cross that finish line. A life full of struggle. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm staying disciplined. No, boobs, she sounds nice, but I gotta stay on this bag chase. I can't get distracted by short-term pleasure. Because boobs will be only a short-term thing, and I'll get distracted. You know what I'm saying? I'm after long-term pleasure. All the way to the end of my life, you know? You feel me? You know, all the way to the end until I die. Long-term pleasure, not short-term pleasure. That's why some of you guys say, like, yeah, man, go hit it, bro. Get the pussy, bro. I said, yeah, I'll get it, but is she really just flat out just offering me the pussy? Like, if she's willing to wait, if she's willing to meet up at a hotel, he said, get the number, bro. Okay, I'll try to get the number. You know what I'm saying? That's about it. But I want to see where she's at. Does she want to have sex with me or what? You know? I mean, we can do that. But no relationships are popping off. Because I learned from the past that the moment I become undisciplined, that's when things don't go my way. It's like losing weight. You can't eat a bunch of junk and don't work out. You're not going to lose no weight. If you don't cut the carbs, you're not going to lose weight. Because you got to be disciplined with the carbs. You know, a lot of bodybuilders and shit like that, man, they hella disciplined, man. Imagine if they became undisciplined and started eating whatever they want before the contest, the bodybuilding contest, okay? He would lose if he's not disciplined. You know what I'm saying? I remember Jay Cutler, he was pissed off, man, because he had to eat right for the competition. He was like, man, I don't even know what food is no more, bro. Fuck food. You know, that was Jay Cutler. He was complaining because he had to be on that diet for the contest, you know. He like, man, fuck food, man. I don't want to eat nothing. I don't want to eat nothing no more. Had to be disciplined. And discipline hurts, man. Let me tell you. I really want to fuck boobs. I really want to get her number and get with her and shit real quick. But I can't. I'm focusing on this. You know what I'm saying? So I can have a female that looks better than boobs. You know what I'm saying? I gave up some of my short-term pleasure. Fuck short-term pleasure, bro. That's what keeps you back. He succeeded, bro. He fall a victim to short-term pleasure. Food, okay? Yeah, it feels good going down, but only for a certain amount of time before you start feeling bad again, and then you gotta have another Coke, another Snicker Coke, or a you know, whatever junk food that's out there, just coping with it. Is it making the situation better, or is it making it worse? In my opinion, that shit's making it worse. You're not really helping your situation. You feel me? A lot of cats gotta understand that they can't afford to be undisciplined. Boy, life ate my ass up when I became undisciplined. I got called all kinds of names when I was fat, bro. Females didn't want to talk to me. You know, I had man boobs. It was a horrible life being overweight. I never want to go there again, man. I don't never want to be black pilled again. So that's why I stayed my ass running out there, working out, capoeira and all the other shit, man. Because if I don't, I won't be desired. Can't afford to sit back and not exercise, man. We're gonna exercise today when I come back though. We're gonna get this money. Yesterday was a good day. I pulled in 150 bucks in 3 hours. That was like 50 bucks an hour, man. Good. People kept pulling up with 20s and shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's something I realized throughout life is if I want to have a good dating life, I must stay disciplined. I can't afford to be undisciplined. That makes things worse. Let's say I say, fuck it. I'm gonna stop exercising. Fuck it. I'm gonna eat all the junk food that I can. You know, blow up like a blimp. Stop chasing the bag. Nigga, I will be an incel. I will be an incel, bro. Let me put on 30 pounds and stop chasing this bag, bro. I will spend the remaining years left on earth by myself. You feel me? So I can't afford to be like, nah, I don't want to work out anymore. That bag, fuck that bag, bro. I'm fucked. I just become undisciplined. So is that helping my life to do that? No. It's making it worse. Putting on all kinds of pounds, not fasting, not being on somewhat of a diet. You know, right now I'm on a somewhat diet. I ain't like 100% on a diet, but because I'm drinking alcohol too, but I also stopped eating in the daytime, like solid foods and stuff. I don't fuck with carbs. I just had a Rockstar, but I'm gonna go work it off, you know, in a minute. But I haven't had no solid food yet. You feel what I'm saying? But I skipped out on the bagel. The bagel making things worse. I don't want that no more. Like one time I got to a point where I was spreading on some cream cheese on the bagel, and I looked at it. I said, do I really want this? Hell no. I took it outside and I gave it to the birds, man. The birds ain't gonna put no weight on, man. I will. And I noticed I started putting on weight, and I started getting these like weird like looks from females walking by. And I said, oh no, we're not going back to that again. So I start fasting hella quick. I stopped eating bagels. I think I had like one bagel like last week, or maybe I think I had a bagel like a couple of days ago. That's about it. I didn't have one yesterday. I didn't have one today. I'm like, no. That's like 400 calories going down, man. 400 calories that I gotta work off. You know, no, I'd rather eat nothing. I'd rather eat nothing than have females look at me than eat a whole bunch of junk and then don't have them look at me, bro. It's not good. I'm just sabotaging myself at that point. You feel what I'm saying? The boobs giving me a lot more attention is making me leave the snacks and stuff alone, bro. Now I'm down to like 2 meals a day right now, bro. Yesterday I had some pho, and what did I have for dinner? I had some barbecue ribs and some vegetables, man, on the side. I told the waiter, I said, hold the mashed potatoes. I don't want them. Just give me all vegetables and barbecue ribs. You ain't gonna put on no weight doing that. That's a light dinner right there, man. You know what I'm saying? Them carbs, they'll get you, man. And then females will be looking at you sideways if you're not working out. at least. You feel me? I gained 5 pounds. I took that shit off real quick. Just fasting for 1 week. It's not worth my attention that I'm getting from females, man. I'm goddamn lonely as hell. I ain't had a girlfriend in a long time. I gotta stay disciplined. Because every time I lose discipline, I get punished. Chad and Tyrone, they can eat whatever. I can't do the same. You feel what I'm saying? Those rules that Chad and Tyrone go by, you can't go by those rules, bro. There's a different set of rules for you. You know what I'm saying? No, you can't eat a cream cheese bagel that's 400 pounds. I mean, 400 pounds, 400 calories. No, you can't not afford not to work out. No, you can't afford to not chase the bag. You got to be on your mission forever until you get it. No, you can't afford to be overweight, fat, broke. No, that don't mix. If you're broke, you can at least be in shape. You feel what I'm saying? I'm talking about shredded shape. You know what I'm saying? If you're broke, you can't have a bunch of struggles going around like fat, out of shape, broke, short. That's a whole lot of fucking struggle right there, bro. That's why short ball guy is struggling, man. He's broke, even though he said his finances are together. I doubt that. If they are together, it's not enough, because he's still in that incel category, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So he will be there for the remaining years of his life until he come up with some bread. That means he got to chase the Hollywood dream for like years until he gets his break. That means he got to show up to auditions. Okay, I'm here. Okay, I'm here. The months and years go by. He got to show up to all the auditions. Just committed. Year 1, he showed up to maybe 100 auditions. Got a bunch of no's. Okay, forget about it. Year 2, okay, showed up to a bunch of auditions, got a bunch of no's. Year 3, showed up to a bunch of auditions, got a bunch of no's. And then year 4, and then year 5, and then bam, he finally got his break. Woo, man, that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? You can't pay attention to the closed doors, man. Only the ones that open, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I don't care about closed doors. I care about the ones that open. When I fly a sign, I don't care about the people looking at me driving by and not giving me nothing. I care about the people who stop and actually share and break me off something. You feel what I'm saying? The people who share and care. That's who I care about, bro. I don't care about the motherfuckers looking at me strange or, motherfuckers looking at me like I'm this and that. Like, motherfucker looking at me strange. I make just as much as motherfuckers that got a job, that make $20 an hour. I make just as much as them, okay? Especially around the holidays. I just ain't got benefits, you know what I'm saying? No health benefits and shit like that they got. You feel what I'm saying? So no, you can't afford to be, if you want to date these type of women, these Stacey's and the Keishas, you can't afford to live by Chaz and Tyrone's rules and stuff, man. A lot of these incels, short ball guy, he and Secede, they living by Chad's rules. You hear what I'm saying? When they can't afford to live by Chad and Tyrone's rules, okay? You can't live like doing nothing all day and just waiting for the females to come to you. You can't do that. You got to be out there actually achieving things, out there becoming something, crossing that finish line. You actually have to cross the finish line. Because they're not going to give you a break. They give Chad and Tyrone breaks because they are at the top of the food chain with looks. Women let them slide. You see how they did Jeremy Meeks, right? They let him slide. He didn't have to work hard for nothing, bro. All he had to do was fucking, take a mug shot, steal cars. You know what I'm saying? And now he's living a fancy life right now. He's living a good life. He's buying jewelry. I seen him. And he was talking about working hard. You see, man, when you stay focused on your goals, man, things happen. I'm like, bro, you got a handout, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You didn't work for nothing, bro. It wasn't like you stayed on the grind for years and became something through hard work and dedication. It ain't like you had to dedicate yourself to a jackpot or dedicate yourself to like Hollywood and shit like that. No. You know what I'm saying? You took a mug shot because you got caught stealing cars, and now you living a luxurious life and shit. Because women are sending you money. You feel what I'm saying? So no, you can't do that. You can't afford to live by Chaz and Tyrone's rules. They live, like I said, man, they live by a different code, a different set of rules than you. Just like that one incel cartoon, like I said, man, they gave Chad a break. The incel guy who was sub 5, he didn't get no breaks. Even though he got closer to the target than Tyrone or Chad or whatever, still, he didn't get no break. Because you have to hit 100% every single time, man. You gotta hit 100% of the target. Ain't no slacking, ain't no getting around the target. No 75, not even 99%. No, you gotta be at 100. You gotta hit the target at 100. Then you get breaks. You know what I'm saying? So guys who are struggling in the dating market gotta work harder so they don't struggle. Discipline is your best friend, my guys. Don't forget it. Hard work, dedication, like Mayweather was saying. That's why he go by that. Hard work, dedication, hard work, dedication. Man, he dedicated to boxing, man. He got to be. He's only 5'7" or 5'8". He's very skinny. Now, he's not sub 5 in the face, but he's inferior to me. You know what I'm saying? So, no, that's the reason why he couldn't, like during training camp, go sneak off and get some cookies in the refrigerator or some shit like that. No, he couldn't afford to go out there and gain a bunch of pounds before the weigh-in. Nah, he got to stay focused. He got to stay eating his vegetables and his rice and his chicken. You know what I'm saying? Being on diets before the fight. He can't afford to do that. You know, some guys, they, you know, during training camp, they'll go sneak off and party and shit. I remember this guy named, he was one of the fighters in LA boxing, right? His name was Paul Mendez. He had a fight coming up, man, and he was out there partying. I was like, see, this is the reason why you're not winning, because you don't know how to stay away from the club. You don't know how to stay chasing bitches. You know, he was losing until I talked some sense into him, man. I think I was like 30, 31, 32. My time as a boxer is over. I'm done for it, right? And I walked to him, I said, young man, I said, what's up? I said, man, you can't be out there chasing them hoes and shit, man. You at bars and clubs before you go to a fight. You got a fight coming up. You can't be out here partying and shit, man. Drinking, partying. Then you wonder why you're losing. Like, look, no, you got one shot, man, in this game, bro. I said, look at me, man. It's already too late for me to be a boxer. That's it. Because he was all, when I saw him at the bar and club, he was all, shh, shh, shh. I'm like, he's doing stuff that he's not supposed to be doing. And that's why he's not winning. And then at the end, I think when I talked some sense to him, when I talked some sense, he started winning. He started knocking out people. And I said, oh shit, he took my advice. But it was already too late. He got like 5 losses. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you already early in the boxing career and you already got 5 losses. The boxing thing is not going to turn out well for you if you're not disciplined. Nah, every single day you got to train. No alcohol, no weed, no hanging out trying to find bitches. Nah, you got to be 100% focused on your craft. You think Mike Tyson was partying when he was boxing coming up? Hell no, bro. He was always at the gym, dedicated and focused. Fuck all that, going out to bars and clubs, drinking, trying to find hoes and shit like that. That's how you fail. You know what I'm saying? You think you gonna knock somebody out and you out there partying and shit? Like, no. The other guy, he was more focused than you. He ended up knocking your ass on the concrete. You know what I'm saying? And getting all the hoes and shit. Same thing, Adrian Broner. The moment he got that money in his pocket, he started losing all discipline. He said, fuck, I don't have to be, I'm a millionaire, bro. I'm about billions. I don't have to be at the gym no more, man. That shit is over with. And then you see, when he went back in that gym, who'd he get knocked out by? Madonna. You know, Madonna knocked his ass on the floor, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't disciplined. He was coming in overweight, you know, not training 100%. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be a porn star. I think one point he was trying to be a porn star and shit. I'm like, what the hell are you doing, bro? And then one scene, one episode, I think it was 24/7 or something like that. He came in talking to Mayweather. This nigga had a gut. I was like, what is he doing? He come in there, oh man, he's like, man, that party, it fucking up my waistline. We looked at him, he had a gut. I was like, you see, this is the reason why you've been losing fights, bro, because you've been out there partying with them bitches, trying to be a porn star, drinking all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's why he couldn't win no more fights. But before then, he was good, man. He was knocking motherfuckers out. He was a star for a minute. But he forgot the golden rule. You can't live by Chad and Tyrone's rules. The women won't allow it. I mean, the women won't allow it, bro. He started breaking the rules. So guess what? When he start becoming undisciplined, not focused on his shit, they start coming to get everything. They coming to get your hoes, your bitches, the 8, 9s, and 10s that you've been dating. They come to get that car because you're undisciplined. You ain't focused. That's why Mayweather never lost, bro. Because he was always focused. When it was time to focus, he was focused. Even when he not boxing, he's focused. He don't drink, he don't party that much. You know, he does step out every now and then with his girlfriend, but he don't lose focus on the money. He's like, no, I can't do that. Because he's not a Chad or Tyrone, bro. Mayweather. Motherfucker, hey man, you want some weed, bro? You want some drink? Nah, I'm good with that. Nah, my money's more important, bro. Who you kidding, nigga? Get that shit out of my face. And so I can lose my mansion and lose all the hoes I've been dating? Fuck that. You think that's worth it, bro? Hell no. That's why Mayweather never, like I said, that's why Mayweather never lost a fight, because he was always focusing on keeping his body in shape, always focused on boxing, even though he wasn't like, when he wasn't fighting, he was still at the gym, working with fighters and stuff. You know, still working out, still staying in shape. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't out there, let me go out there and let me get my belly popped. Let me get a belly. Let me go out there and eat all the food and get wild and crazy. You think a man that's 5'8", very small, by the way, can do that and no repercussions behind that? No, he can't do it. Because you can't. Chad and Tyrone, they live at a different code, bro. You can't be like them. The rules are set different for you. You actually have to achieve things. You feel what I'm saying? You feel me? It's like the fighter at the boxing gym that I was going to. He kept losing because he kept slipping out, fucking with them hoes and drinking and stuff at bars and clubs. And like he fucked it all off, not being disciplined. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not disciplined, you don't get anywhere in life. You feel what I'm saying? But I gotta go. You guys have a good day, man. It's already 100 goddamn minutes, 146 minutes and shit. Hour 46 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you guys have a good day. I'll be back on later. You know how I do it. I'm out. Peace. I got a fly sign.